Hello everyone, my name's Richard Reynolds. I have two jobs at Central St Martin's. One of them is in the programme that you're all studying, the Culture and Enterprise programme. I'm the course leader for one of your sister MA courses, MA Applied Imagination in the Creative Industries. I also have another job, which is I'm joint head of academic support, and it's that side of my work which I'm here to talk to you about now, to introduce to you the academic support offer and to explain a little bit about the detail of how we deliver it, and particularly how we can deliver it to your course. So, academic support, study support. This is study support. This is the induction to study support. What is academic support? It's about improving your performance as a student, in particular improving your performance with those academic skills which are what we call transferable skills, that is, skills that can be used and have a relevance across many different academic courses, different academic programs. What is it? Well, we deliver academic support in a number of different ways, and that's something I'm going to talk about in this short presentation. Broadly, we deliver it through workshops, through one-to-one tutorials, and various other activities designed to develop the skills that underpin your success and your future. It's a successful but relatively new offer at the scale it is at Central St Martin's, and one of the things about what we do is we're always very keen to learn from our interactions with students, to collect feedback and understand how we can refine our academic support offer and make it better as we go along and more relevant to our students. And again, with a new kind of course like yours, it's obviously particularly important that we have a productive dialogue with you in terms of how you'd like to and would most benefit from engaging with our offer. So, some of the topics, these transferable skills that I refer to, some of the topics that we might cover, these include things about critical thinking and debate, about aesthetic, intellectual, theoretical issues, semi or borderline pastoral issues like time, workload, project management. I have a lot of tutorials with students who are concerned about time management, and sometimes that is their true concern, and sometimes the time management actually opens out into wider issues about their whole mode of engagement with study. Research, something that we talk to students a lot about, and topics like reflective writing and collaborative working, or the nuts and bolts of academic work like referencing and citation. Obviously very important and popular subjects for workshops and for tutorials. Presentations is something I'm particularly interested in, and actually lead a workshop about that myself. I personally believe it's something everyone can get better at doing, even if they feel that they're the kind of person who is nervous when talking in front of an audience. Who is study support for? Well, that's very simple to answer. It's for all students. I can't emphasize that too much. It's not a question of we think you're doing badly, you need to go and access study support. In fact, we find that most of the students who access study support are either students who maybe are having, some problems, some issues with their study, or are the high flyers who are doing very, very well, the kind of students who grab everything that's on the table to help them, because why wouldn't you? If we'd love to see any group we'd like to see more of, it's probably the middle level achievers who are maybe getting B's and C type grades, and maybe with a little bit more work on their transferable skills could do even better. Study support is for everybody. We'll deliver this study support in a number of different ways, basically in 5 different modes. I've already referred to one-to-one tutorials. These are bookable. We'll talk about them again in a moment. We also deliver college-wide workshops. Again, I'll talk about them and how they might be accessible to your course. Embedded workshops, academic support online, which is obviously available 24/7, and there are University Arts London UAL-wide events for all students in the whole university. So, moving on to one-to-one tutorials. They are bookable, and they are bookable at that email address, which you should be able to access through your Moodle portal. And you can also check current ongoing availability, the rolling waiting time for a tutorial through Twitter. Now, I fully understand that your course, having its particular mode of delivery, probably the most convenient time for you to access study support might be on a Friday, specifically on a Friday afternoon, perhaps before you're having one of the intense residential weekends. And I have actually personally agreed to be the tutor who will be available on Friday afternoons to take one-to-one study support tutorials with students from your course. That's not to say that there's any bar on you accessing study support at any other time of the week. Like any other student at Central St Martin's, you're able to book a time on any of the afternoons, generally afternoons, sometimes mornings, when the tutors are available. But we've thought specifically about your course that you might need some extra provision or cover on Friday afternoons, when it might be perhaps most easy for you to access the service. We also have embedded one-to-one tutorials from a tutor within your program. That's somebody who's close to your course. Again, I think in the case of this course it might well be me, as I teach in the Culture and Enterprise program, and I would be the natural embedded tutor to deal with issues more concerned with life in the program, or more specific to the Culture and Enterprise program. The Collegewide workshops, these are led by myself, the other joint head of academic support, Tim Socolow, and the members of our academic support team. They happen on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons, the twilight, or I sometimes call them the cocktail hour sessions. Again, these are open to you if you're able to be in the college at that time, and you'll find Moodle and posters around the college advertise the program of courses that are running this term. They cover a wide range of the kind of subjects that I was talking about early on in the presentation, from things like research and study methods, ways to read, critical writing, reflective practice, making presentations, interview techniques for research purposes, structuring written work, all sorts of topics of that nature. If you are able to come to these workshops, they're a very good way to meet students from other programs, other courses, and to get a perspective on what you're doing that comes from a different part of the college. So see Moodle and the physical posters around your college for details of these college-wide workshops. That's what the posters look like. That's the one from last term, autumn 2015. We've just printed, but I haven't included in this presentation yet, a new one for spring 2016. There are also University Arts London-wide academic support events, which are organised by my colleague Graham Barton, who is in charge of coordinating academic support across the 6 colleges at this level. You can find about that at the hashtag ASE or AS Events UAL, and the email at UAL_academic support. Have a look out for these. They can be very interesting, and they're another great opportunity to meet students from all over the university and engage in some quite broad and sometimes quite high level interrogations of academic support related themes. There's also academic support online, which of course, being online, is available 24/7. This is an offer that has only been online since September of last year. It's relatively new. We're populating it with more and more material created by people who work in academic support across the whole university, learning materials, videos, ebooks, PDFs, links to other material. We've deliberately created the academic support online offer so that it's doesn't pretend that there's one answer to everything. One of the things that becomes obvious working somewhere like Central St Martin's is that learning is a discourse, that even for quite straightforward academic questions, let alone for complex inquiries into complex creative topics, there's going to be more than one answer. And so of course, even for a simple question like what's the correct way to structure a dissertation, there are actually many different answers. And we have tried to recognize this in creating academic support online and organize it so that there is an element of discussion and debate rather than there being just one correct answer for the whole university. Obviously, on specific factual questions like when do the workshops happen, who's the dean in charge of academic support in your college, there is one correct answer. But for the more creative questions, for the more discursive things that might come under our banner, we don't like to present the view that we're offering one-size-fits-all answers. Academic support, like any other academic-based discipline, is, the answers are emergent and they're not necessarily the same for everybody. That's what academic support online looks like. When you log onto it, it's a kind of portal to engage and investigate many different resources, as well as events and other material, news, staff, frequently asked questions and so forth about the online service itself and the wider academic support offer across the university. We also sometimes are asked, or quite often actually regularly asked, to go into a specific course and organise embedded workshops specifically tailored for your course, the needs for your course at that particular stage in its lifetime. And these are part of your course's teaching timetable and take place as part of its regular learning activities. Now, of course, that is something where we're able to approach dealing with your course in a way exactly as we would with any other course. So the embedded workshops, if we finish up doing them, will be delivered as a webinar in this kind of way, exactly as I'm delivering this induction. And so I do look forward to hopefully engaging in some academic support activities with your course in the form of embedded workshops. Where are we? Well, apart from the online addresses that I've given you and the email address you can find through Moodle, we are physically based in the Student Centre at King's Cross, which is turn right and then turn immediately right again as you come in through the barriers at the entrance to the college. The offices where the academic support staff are based are behind the Student Centre in that space. Who's in the team? This is me, Richard Reynolds. I am the Joint Head of Academic Support. My job share is a man called Tim Sokolow. We divide the week between us. Broadly speaking, Tim is usually at the helm in the first half of the week, and I'm at the helm of the second half of the week when I'm not quite so busy doing my work on MA Applied Imagination in this programme. We also have 5 lecturers in the team: Christabel Hawley, Margaret Wagstaff, Pauline Moon, Chris Koenig and Georgia Steele. Chris, Margaret, other Chris and Georgia focus on BA and MA, and Pauline is primarily but not absolutely exclusively focused on Foundation. There's also a team of associate lecturers that do work in the various other programs at Central St Martin's. Laura Davidson and Alicia Mondero Chavez are the academic support administrators. It's they who will handle email requests to set up and timetable one-to-one tutorials as they go through the normal process of administrating the tutorial timetable. And it's Laura and Alicia who update on tutorial availability and so on and so on. For further information, there are booklets available. The orange dot or spot is our logo, which gives details about academic support, and there's also other information available in the Student Users Guide and Student Support Guide at Central St Martin's. We also can be found on Moodle and at academic support at CSM portal on the Moodle virtual learning environment.